Hello, this is Yogeshwar 7000 again, and I'm back with another very important video today, and that's in continuation to our discussions on Gemini astrology, where say Gemini has given a lot of importance to Atmakaraka. And as we know, and if you can refer to my earlier videos on Atmakaraka, Atmakaraka is a planet which holds the highest degree in the main Rashi chart. Of course, the natural Atmakaraka for all the Kundlis or all the birth charts is the planet Sun. But then, as per the Charakaraka concept, Atmakaraka is a planet which a person has a connection of the soul, his soul with. And you can find out that planet by finding out the planet which holds the highest degree in the birth chart. So as we've discussed earlier, that say Gemini has given a lot of importance to Atmakaraka planet. Today we'll discuss as to how Atmakaraka's conjunction with another planet in the Navansha, meaning which when Atmakaraka sits in the Navansha, it becomes the Karakamsha. So if there's a conjunction of another planet there in the Karakamsha, or if in other words, if you can just describe it, that Atmakaraka sitting in the Navansha chart along with another planet, and that gives us an indication of what kind of profession that person is going to be. So it's pretty simple, find out what the Atmakaraka is, see where the Atmakaraka is sitting in the Navansha chart, that becomes the Karakamsha, and then what other planet is sitting along with the Atmakaraka in the Navansha chart, and that gives us an indication of what profession that person will be. Or rather, when you're trying to do consultations for astrologers, of course, who are trying to do consultations, or people who want to try and find out as to what profession is best suited to them, this is one very important, very effective tool to find out what is a good profession and what profession you would like to be in, where the Atmakaraka is sitting in the Navansha and what other planet is in conjunction will give you a good indication. So according to say Gemini, he says that in case the Atmakaraka is sitting with the planet Sun in the Navansha chart, then a person excels in doing government jobs, anything which is concerned with the government. Or rather, in other words, you can say, look at a chart and say, well, if his Atmakaraka in the D9 chart has a planet Sun conjunct with it or sitting with it, then he probably is already in a government job or doing some work with the government. Or rather, if you want to be in a situation where you have to recommend a profession for a person, that's a good profession for that person. You can very easily recommend that profession for the person as per Gemini astrology. And of course, this is just one tool. Do not base your analysis and recommendation on just one tool, but this is just one very important tool given to us by the great sage Gemini, who is of course a second generation sage from Sage Parashara. Now another shloka, sage Gemini says that in case in the Navansha chart or the D9 chart, the Atmakaraka is sitting along with the planet Moon or the planet Venus. So he is in this shloka, he said Atmakaraka in the D9 or the Navansha sitting with the planet Moon or the planet Venus. Then the profession of that person will be a profession which is connected with luxuries, and he's generally an intelligent person, and he is also a learned person as well. So the condition is the Atmakaraka in the Navansha chart should be sitting with either Moon or the Sun, either Moon or the Venus or the planet Venus, or in case it's sitting with either one of Moon or Venus, the other planet should be giving an aspect to it, meaning which if Atmakaraka in the D9 chart is sitting with Jupiter with Moon, then Venus should be aspecting it. Or in case the Atmakaraka in the D9 chart is sitting with Venus, then Moon should be aspecting it. in case Moon and Venus are not conjunct. So either of these conditions will apply, and in case this applies, like I just mentioned, that the person will actually be involved in the profession of luxuries. He himself will be having a lot of luxuries in his life. He will be learned, and he will be generally happy in his life. So look out for that combination, and that'll give you an indication. The third shloka, say Gemini, mentioned that in case the Atmakaraka is sitting in the D9 chart along with the planet Mars, then that person is involved in the profession of manufacturing chemicals. Well, in ancient times, there was no word chemicals, but the Sanskrit word for chemicals is rasayana. So there was a rasayana shastra in the ancient times, which is the science of chemicals, or alchemy rather, if you could put it in other words. So people who have their Atmakaraka sitting in the D9 chart along with the planet Mars will excel in the manufacture of chemicals, or will be good in alchemy. Also, another good profession for that person will be that he will be a warrior. So warrior class birth chart is going to show in many cases that his Atmakaraka in the D9 chart is sitting with the planet Mars, because of course, as we know, that Mars is about being a good warrior, and somebody who is proficient in the art of weapons. Also, in modern times, he could be an engine driver, which uses coal for running the engines, coal engines. Also, some kind of goldsmiths where they use fire to melt metals, gold, silver, so on and so forth. Ironsmiths, where the use of fire to melt iron is used. That is also another profession which you will see in such a combination. In modern times, some astrologers believe that nuclear power plants are also associated with this combination. So people who are working in nuclear power plants also may have a combination, the same combination, which is their Atmakaraka is sitting in the D9 chart with the planet Mars. So anything which is associated with fire and energy, high energy, is what, say, Gemini has mentioned this combination related to. Another shloka, he says that in case the Atmakaraka in the D9 chart is sitting with the planet Mercury, then what is Mercury about? Mercury is about trade and commerce. So a person will be a good businessman. So look out for that combination, Atmakaraka in the D9 sitting with the planet Mercury. And also he'll be very, very good in interacting with people and good in communicating with people, because Mercury again is about communications. So that combination also. And of course, in modern times, you can relate it to the stock markets. People whose Atmakaraka in the D9 chart is sitting with the planet Mercury may be stockbrokers, or actually you can recommend them to become stockbrokers because of this combination, in case you're doing analysis of their birth chart, or even your analysis or your own birth chart. Another shloka, say Gemini, mentions that in case the planet Jupiter is sitting with the Atmakaraka in the D9 chart, which of course is nothing but the Karakamsha, as we've discussed in our earlier videos, then a person will be good in the profession of religion, theology. He would be knowledgeable in Vedas, and he would be extremely, extremely knowledgeable. The real knowledge, which is kind of different than the practical intelligence of today's day and age, but he will be knowledgeable because of the knowledge given to him by the planet Jupiter. Also, he would try to be he would try to do good deeds. As a matter of fact, he will do good deeds in his lifetime because of the influence or the conjunction of the planet Jupiter with his Atmakaraka in the D9 chart or the Navansha chart. In case the planet's Venus is sitting with the Atmakaraka in the D9 or the Navansha chart, then again the person will have a lot of influence of luxuries in his life because of the planet Venus's connection with luxuries, and he will live long, and also he will attain all the worldly pleasures, because again Venus is about worldly pleasures, luxuries, happiness, all the good things in life. He'll experience the good things in life, and in case he wants to be in the profession of luxuries, perfumes, film industry, so on and so forth, he will excel in those. In case the planet Saturn is sitting with the Atmakaraka in the D9 chart or the Navansha chart, that person becomes extremely famous. So look out for famous people's chart and you might be able to find that combination. And he would be extremely disciplined and will contribute a lot in whatever field he is in. In case the planet Rahu is sitting with the Atmakaraka in the D9 chart, then that person will excel in the manufacture of weapons, because Rahu is associated, of course Mars is associated with weapons as well. Mars is more on the use of weapons. He's a warrior himself, but Rahu is a person who can manufacture all kinds of weapons. It can be also dangerous weapons, nuclear weapons, or bombs and tanks and guns, so on and so forth, which sitting behind the lines, he can manufacture those for somebody to use in warfare and destruction, so on and so forth. He will also be kind of he would be motivated by things which are immoral, and sometimes it's believed that whose Atmakaraka in the D9 chart is conjunct with Rahu, he may also be a thief or be associated with a profession which is not moral or ethical. He could also be in the profession of drugs. He could be a drug dealer, which is again another qualification or quality of Rahu. He could also deal in poisons, because Rahu again is associated with poisons. So these are some of the professions which, of course, I'm not recommending that this is the profession one should choose in case his Atmakaraka in the D9 or the Navansha chart is sitting with the planet Rahu, but normally you'll see that combination in the birth chart of criminals who have been associated with manufacturing illegal weapons or dealing with poisons or drugs, immoral activities, so on and so forth. Along with, of course, if they're doing it legitimately, they could be manufacturing, they could be involved in a nuclear weapon manufacturing factory or something like that, because it's about Rahu plans, and somebody else goes and performs a destructive kind of an activity, which of course is war, is, as we all know, is destructive. But the planning is Rahu. That's why Rahu manufactures those weapons which can be used for, especially for mass annihilation, mass destruction, which is nuclear weapon can be described as. And in case the Atmakaraka is sitting with the planet Ketu in the D9 chart or the Navansha chart, then very interestingly, the sage Gemini has said that he could be involved in the profession of elephants, and I really don't know why he has mentioned elephants here. And also again, Ketu is also involved with some kind of an immoral activity in case Ketu is sitting with the planet, with his Atmakaraka in the D9 chart. Again, it's sometimes can get immoral, sometimes in certain birth charts of thieves also this can be seen, just like Rahu. Although some astrologers are of the opinion that no, Ketu is totally opposite. He's different, and in his case, because Ketu is a Mokshakaraka, he's not like a thief, which can be associated with the planet Rahu. But there could be a little discussion here. So hopefully I'm hoping, I'm assuming rather, that you did enjoy this discussion on Atmakaraka and profession. And in the meanwhile, I will recommend subscribe to my channel and check out my website. There is a link below, and I will see you with an interesting topic very soon. Goodbye.